Now let's get to the Tokyo Princess Cup. You see me here if you're on the YouTube channel. I got the bracket here. I got my little mouse here to point and direct along the way. So let's have some fun here. We're gonna make our picks live here. I got a nice video view. I have no idea who's gonna win this. They have very interesting matchups in terms of I did not expect this to be how the bracket looks. On one side, over over on the right side of this bracket, it feels very one-sided. It doesn't look like there's a lot of options on that side, while opposed to the left side of the bracket, there's countless options to pick from. So let's have some fun with this, shall we? We're going to start up at the top left with Miyu Yamashita versus Mizuki. That's as good a match as you're going to get in this tournament, let alone the first round. It is your first round best match, no doubt about it as well, but it would be your main event as well for any big show. This is your key main event. This is potentially your Wrestle Princess main event if Miyu Yamashita happened to get through Mizuki and so on. So I'm going to make the bold decision. I'm going to pick against the Princess of Princess champion, and I'm going to pick Miyu Yamashita to advance. Miyu Yamashita would then await the winner of Hyper Masao versus Mocha Miyamoto. I'm going to call upset again, and I'm going to pick Mocha Miyamoto to win. I think there was a reason that she didn't get pinned in that match with Juri Nagano, and I think it's because she's going to go on a little bit of a run. They clearly believe in her. There's no reason that Hyper Masao needs to win. There isn't. I know Hyper Masao has a lot of fans, but there's no reason she needs to win. This is one way for Mocha Miyamoto to just get something. Trust me, I'm not putting her past Miyu Yamashita, but it's to give her something. And then I would have Miyu Yamashita advance to the semifinals. That's best case scenario. I think that should be what we're doing because that, to me, is better. Miyu Yamashita should get there. Now, we have Raku versus Rika Tatsumi. I think I'm going to go with Rika Tatsumi. There's no double, uh, you know, sorry, this would be triple upset technically. No, where the International Princess Champion advances, and then she would take on the winner of Suzume versus Shoko Nakajima. Probably your second best opening round matchup of the tournament. Uh, and this one's a tough one. Suzume made it to the semis last year, if I'm not mistaken. Shoko Nakajima was out pretty early, but of course, Shoko Nakajima, two-time Princess of Princess champion. But I'm going to go with my heart rather than my brain. I think Suzume should be picking up this win. And then you can run back Rika Tatsumi versus Suzume, where Suzume can get the win, earn herself a title match for international a second title match for the International Princess Championship. That's how I would book it. Now, if they went with Miyu Yamashita and Rika Tatsumi as your semifinalists, I ain't complaining. It's a hell of a match. Rika Tatsumi's never beat Miyu Yamashita one-on-one. It's a hell of a match. But I think Suzume, you gotta give her something here. You gotta, even if it's just another semifinal appearance, you have to give her something. It'd be really upsetting if you didn't. So I'm going to go with Suzume. That might be dumb. Over two pillars, kind of like Miyu Yamashita. Not Miyu Yamashita. Miyu Watanabe got last year. I believe she beat, was it Shoko? Yeah, she beat Shoko. And did I say Miyu Yamashita? I meant Miyu Watanabe. She beat Shoko and Miyu Yamashita before losing to Yuka in the finals. I think Suzume beats Shoko and Rika Tatsumi this time, but loses to Miyu Yamashita, who would then advance to the finals. On the left side of the bracket, over on the right side, we have Yuki Kamifuku versus Naoki Kuda. Like I said in the Summer Sun Princess review, if you're listening, it was Nao who pinned Yuki Kamifuku or made her tap out. I don't remember. Either way, I do think that was a sign for us to predict this tournament. And when I say a sign, I mean we are having Yuki Kamifuku get her win back by advancing, of course, Yuki Kamifuku, a former international princess champion. Next up, Yuki Aino versus Miyu Watanabe. We're making this simple. Miyu Watanabe gotta win. You eliminate her first round after that Nyla Rose loss, just wrap it up. No. Miyu Watanabe advances. Miyu Watanabe gets back to the semifinals by beating Yuki Kamifuku. Down to the bottom half of the bracket, if Arisu Endo isn't winning this match, I will freak out. I will on this review. You see that? It's on the 22nd. So the following episode, actually, I don't even know if I'll do an episode that week because oh no, I will. It'll be on the 5-star Grand Prix Night 1 review. So I will watch this. And if Arisu Endo loses, I will freak out live on that show. It's a guarantee. Arisu Endo moves forward, and that makes up for one of the most difficult matchups of the entire tournament. You have Hikari Noah versus Yuki Arai. Hikari Noah is someone that I know a lot of people believe in, a lot of people want to see succeed, but she hasn't really had the shot to do it since losing the International Princess Championship. And then there's Yuki Arai, who they're obviously huge on, someone that they're ready to push. And that being said, I'm picking Yuki Arai to advance. That would set up Yuki Arai versus Arisu Endo. I'm picking Yuki Arai again. And that would set up the semifinals as follows. We'd have Miyu Yamashita, Suzume, Miyu Watanabe, and Yuki Arai as your final four. On the left side, I have Miyu Yamashita advancing to the finals for, I believe, the first time in her Princess Cup career. So Yamashita getting back to that final on the 13th, beating Suzume, what I'm sure will be a great match. And on the other side, Miyu Watanabe or Yuki Arai. Who do they want to go with more? And I think the right thing to do, so I'm just going to keep going with the right thing to do, is Miyu Watanabe advancing. You get Yuki Arai bursted up already by getting to that semifinal. Run back the match of the year of TJPW last year, Miyu Yamashita versus Miyu Watanabe in the final, where Miyu Watanabe gets the redeeming victory over Miyu Yamashita, signing her ticket to Wrestle Princess, where you have a whole brand new main event. It's Mizuki versus Miyu Watanabe for the Princess of Princess Championship. That's my prediction. I'm not going to pull the Paul Heyman and say that's a spoiler because I'm probably going to be completely wrong. I'm not going to lie to you, but I'm booking it how my brain says it should be booked. If they follow my way, I think a lot of people, including myself, will be happy at the end of this tournament. You just had Miyu Watanabe have a really bad loss to Nyla Rose. She needs to get through this tournament. She needs to get back to the finals after the loss last year, and she needs to win. She needs to win. You build up Suzume by having her beat Shoko and Rika. Miyu Yamashita, she's able to be the one to take out Mizuki, so you don't have to worry about the champion. She can also be someone, Suzume already beat 2 pillars. She can't beat 3. That's fine. Same thing happened to Miyu Watanabe last year. Then on the right side, Yuki Arai is not going through the hardest hitters, right? She'd be going against Hikari Noah and Arisu Endo in my projections, but that's okay. That's perfectly fine. That is still big wins because she gets to the semifinals. Miyu Watanabe is not going through heavy hitters easy. She's being Yuki Aino, who of course just had a title match, and Yuki Kamifuku, a former international princess champion. It's why whoever's on the right side has to face someone like a Miyu Yamashita. You want that prominent being at the end for them to take on. Yeah, it could be Rika. To me, it can't be someone like Suzume because that's just not. That's one, not TJPW booking to go all brand new. But two, I think you want the winner to get an established win. If Miyu Watanabe is being Suzume, it's great for both of them that they got there. But how much is that going to benefit Miyu, who went through kind of nobody's? It's like that's just kind of how I feel about it. So I have my thoughts, I have my opinions. That is my Tokyo Princess Cup Tournament 10 predictions. Again, the final, Miyu Watanabe defeating Miyu Yamashita. I hope I'm right. I think that'd be a great tournament. So If you want to listen to the rest of the episode, make sure to head over to the Patreon. That's where I am. If you're already on the Patreon listening to this, then stay tuned. We got a lot more to get through.